now listening. Yo, Tap In Radio.
With one tap, you're in. Only on Tap In Radio.
Fans only, no Snapchat. Fans only. Boy. Fans only, no Snapchat. Fans only, no cash app. Hey, come here, let me tag that. But we ain't paying for no pussy through the cash app. Premieres on your Snapchat. No, we ain't paying for no pussy through the cash app. Come here, let me tag that. But we ain't paying for no pussy through the cash app. Premieres on your Snapchat. No, we ain't paying for no pussy through the cash app. She know she cute, her teeth straight, in a tracks and track. Not to mention that her titties, ass, and ankles match. I sent the boy, yeah, she reply right back. But sent the paragraph, you know that I ain't like that. It read some shit. 10, 4, Vic, 34, Vic. And now I'm thinking to myself, this bitch is on some shit. Maybe she out here really hustling, taking care of kids. Unlike these other dumb bitches taking care of niggas. This ain't that, and I'm not him. She try to play me, so I had to fucking I sent the dick pic, I bet I ruined it. I gave a blood bitch a chance, and she blew the shit. Who's Peter? Let me tag that, but we ain't paying for no pussy through the cash app. Premieres on your Snapchat. No, we ain't paying for no pussy through the cash app. Come here, let me tag that, but we ain't paying for no pussy through the cash app. Premieres on your Snapchat. We ain't paying for no pussy through the cash app.
The Parkway, pick the pepper, hello fellas, it's me. I'm hard to get in touch with, but here I am on the screen. The coronavirus going crazy, made it harder to meet. Got mom and dad home with the kids, it made it harder to cheat. His sugar baby always patient, cause for him she a freak. He wanna pay all of her bills, but in return let him eat. Premiering on her OnlyFans so she could stay off the streets. You see the money don't stop just cause she's stuck in the crib. For your convenience, pay a fee and watch her handle a biz. And you can see her grab the condom right from under her wig. His stroke man was in the basement till she told him to dig. Ow.
What is good, y'all? Happy Wednesday. It's your hostess with the mostest, Kristen Ayana, and welcome back to another episode of Black Talk Radio, where we talk the latest in Black culture, Black news, and Black entertainment. So tonight, I got election updates and news because I think that is the most relevant topic anyone should be talking about on their show. And also, I'm going to be chatting with Miss Moore tonight, who is a publicist and event planner. So I'm really excited about that. For all my artists that are listening, you know, she's definitely going to be dropping some gems for y'all. So that is something I think, you know, will be great. But, you know, I just got to get into this election because, child, it is a doozy. Honestly, a lot of people voted yesterday, and I think that's really good. I wondered why people waited, though, because, like, I know for New Jersey, I put my thing in, like, 2 weeks ago, but it's neither here nor there. As long as you voted, I think that, you know, you're exercising your right to vote, and that's super duper important. But the AP has reported that Joe Biden is in the lead. He has 264 electoral votes, and you need 270 to win, while Trump has 214. Now, Trump is, you know, trying to sue. The Trump campaign is trying to sue Michigan, basically saying that their mail-in ballots are inadequate. And as we know, Biden is said to be winning Michigan. So, I just think disappointed but not surprised in these types of actions. But, Biden also came out and spoke, and he said that he believes that he got it in the bag and that he has won. I don't know. It's like I also think that he does have a good chance of winning, but at the same time, it's just like I don't know. It's also really crazy to me because they're very close. And what's interesting is that people are really still voting for Trump. That is the shocker for me. And either way, whatever the outcome decides to be, I am convinced that there will be havoc. And I say this because allegedly, there are already people that support Trump that are, trying to protest and do all these crazy things. So if he loses, God only knows what is going to happen. So I don't know, but I'm interested and, ready to see what the final results will be. I have DJ Bam in the studio with me tonight. I just want to say shout out to DJ Bam. He's always here with me. I feel like he's really tired, but I do want to hear your thoughts and inputs on all of this because we are truly living through the history with this election. This is my first time I was able to vote, by the way, for a presidential candidate.
It was fun. It was fun for you? You was excited?
Not really.
You didn't really vote because you
that's what my sister was saying.
You mailed your shit in.
Yeah, that's what
You didn't really get the experience.
Yeah, that's what my sister was saying. She was like, you didn't really get the full experience to go to the poll.
You seen what I put in the chat. I was out there bright and early.
Yeah.
Bright and early. And it's crazy because I had the chance to mail mine in. But like I said on the Teacher Lounge, shout out to Jay and Key on the Teacher Lounge right before you.
Yes.
I started to mail mine in, but then I forgot. And then when all these fake alleged drop-off boxes,
you don't like the drop-off boxes?
I wasn't trusting it, so I was like, man, I'm gonna go.
Well, I actually did mine with the drop-off box, and they actually mailed me directly to my home, saying like we received it and everything.
Nah, that's good.
But I did it early though, so that's why I did it.
You did it before the commotion, before they
exactly. So it gave me enough time.
So, but it was my whole experience with this was going on. I ain't gonna front. This is like the closest race in a long time.
Bro, it's crazy because it's so
I don't even smoke weed.
Close.
I'm ready to roll a blunt like, yo, my nigga, like what's taking so long?
Like, I don't know. But I think the mail-in ballots are definitely, slowing up the process. But it's just interesting though, because Trump is saying he wants to stop, he's talking about
he's trying to sue Pennsylvania.
Right. And he said that he wants to slow down the amount
For what? Like
of counting of mail-in ballots. But here's my thing. If you're losing, he's saying that because he's losing, essentially.
Exactly.
But guess what? Even if they still count the mail-in ballots, who's to say that's going to help you? A lot of the mail-in ballots, they're saying are people that are voting Democrat because the Republicans are the ones that are going to the polls because they don't care about COVID.
I went to the poll. Fuck, I care about COVID.
No, it's not even like that, but you know what I mean? Like a lot of,
Yeah.
So
I look at it like this. At the end of the day, everybody's talking about this is the race of evilness, right? So it's like I don't get into all that, but
they say it's the race of the lesser of two evils.
I will say this though. A lot of people voted because they want Trump out. 100%. Like let's lay it on the table.
Right.
These are some of the real reasons why people went to go vote. Some went to go vote because they don't like Trump. Some people went to go vote because they want him out. Some people went to go vote because they feel like Trump is trying to bring back racism. Mm-hmm. So they think by having a different person in there is going to change. And then like some people feel just like Trump caused a lot of hectic 2020, a lot of problems in 2020.
He gotta go. Like, I don't care. Like, he has to go.
He needs to
Like,
go
this
back
shit
to
is
just being a celebrity
ridiculous.
realtor and celebrity television celebrity. That's what he just need to go back to being.
Yes. But another election update for y'all is that New Jersey has now legalized recreational marijuana.
cares?
That was on our ballot, and
cares?
yes, I voted for that because period. So the vote allows New Jersey officials basically to begin the process to establishing rules that relate to regulating and testing cannabis and like issuing licensing, permits, and
So
basically
basically, what he's saying is, all you drug dealers who still sell weed, literally, is over for y'all.
I mean, yeah, it is over.
It's over for them. Think about it.
Oh yeah, I lived in LA for 2 months.
Think
Like,
about it,
I know what that life is
because
like.
now it's like, oh, I gotta get a license. I gotta get a license.
I mean, but they could just still do it on the low, like they've been doing.
but on the low, that's just more trouble. Cause now you're gonna get locked up for selling illegal weed because you don't have a license, and the shit's already illegal. Like it just, I look at it like this. Shout out to TNT also. We talking about this earlier. Mm-hmm. All right, you still get in trouble, right? You're legal to drink, right, at 21, right?
Yes, sir.
But you get caught being under influence or get pulled over and you have an open beer bottle, whatever, liquor, whatever, you still get in trouble, right? But it's legal to drink. I'm over age. So it's like smoking. Cop pull you over, smell weed on you. Whatever the case is, you got weed on you. Nobody in the car got a license to have the weed. Guess what? You still get in trouble.
Someone on my live, shout out to Deja, said, nah, it's not over yet. People will feel more comfy buying from their dealer now more than ever before. And I kind of agree with that in the sense that...
I agree with it, but it's just still, like I just said, like, you would still get in trouble because the cop's going to be like, do you have a license for this?
But I guess my thing is now for people that aren't selling and that just partake in smoking, I feel like this will be a little better for them.
I don't smoke. By choice. I don't give a fuck about it. That shit
I don't know.
really
I always felt like I never understood why weed wasn't legal in Jersey. Like, it just didn't go.
Man.
I feel like it didn't go with who we are as a state.
So, yeah, by the way, somebody goes, I hate the internet. Talking about New Jersey is now called the ganja state. These niggas get on my nerves. But
I don't know. I think it's great. When I was in LA, as y'all know, like, weed is legal out there, and literally everyone smokes. Like, I would go to the dispensary with I don't smoke, but I would go to the dispensary with like my roommate and like my friends, and like everybody really smoked. Like the old people be in there and they be getting their weed
blowing.
Period. Okay, so I think shout out to Liz on my live for showing me love. I think that it's not so bad. But also, another point that was made, in New Jersey, black residents are more than 3 times as likely than white residents to be charged with marijuana possession in spite of similar rates of usage.
Of course.
So I think that maybe this can help some, racial bias.
Yeah, but what about people who's locked up in jail right now for selling weed?
But that's the thing.
So
now that weed is legal,
do they come home?
Well, now that weed is legalized, as I stated before, they're going to be working through like all the regulations. And they also talked about like, releasing people that are incarcerated on charges that deal with weed. So I guess it's all a process, but I do have hope that it will. DJ Bam is not fucking with it at all.
I don't care about it, to be honest. To me, like, motherfucker been smoking weed already. Cops been fucking taking drugs from drug dealers when they bust them and they turn around, take them home and smoke the shit. I don't care about the shit because guess what? They're going to find a way to still get your ass. They're going to find a way to tax that ass. So
But I don't know.
All you drug dealers, get ready to fill out a W-2. All right, I got y'all. I'm gonna hook y'all niggas up.
But also, a lot of like a lot. I feel like if dispensaries do come to Jersey,
We have them already though.
yeah,
That's the crazy part.
we do, because I've seen one in Union. Which
Somebody,
is like,
no, there's one in Linden, there's one in Union. My thing is, we have these, right?
right.
So somebody the fucking mayor approved it. He went to the cutting of the ribbon. So it was like,
Well, I also think though with getting more dispensaries, this will lead to better weed. I don't know, because a lot of people complain.
Put some bullshit, be spraying some bullshit.
Yeah, a lot of people complain about like the weed in Jersey being like not good, or like people putting shit in it. So I feel like even with having more dispensaries, that creates a more like safer.
Yeah, but the new thing
for
is, and I feel like
consumers.
a lot of people doing it, but for some reason, I haven't left the state since quarantine. But I just, in general, really feel like New Jersey is more up on the edible.
Edibles?
Tongue twisted. Hell yeah.
Yes, Jersey
Like
weed
they
stinks.
they up on
Somebody
like
said.
what?
Somebody said yes, Jersey weed stinks, as in it's not good.
Oh, but y'all niggas be walking around. Yo, got the gas. I got the gas.
Who is y'all? This y'all stuff that you speaking about?
Man, listen, I'm talking to you live. I'm talking about everybody that's listening on the streaming. I'm talking about everybody. I'm talking about everybody when they play this back on all your platforms. So, y'all, trick, y'all.
I don't know. I think that it's good. We'll have to see. But my last trending topic before, I do this interview with Miss Moore. Lil Wayne's girlfriend broke up with him because he's a fucking Trump supporter, and sorry to that man, but sis said she had to go. And it's actually interesting because I was having this conversation like before the show started with people in regards to like, would they separate themselves from people if they supported Trump?
First of all, let's just put it out there. A lot of these damn celebrities was already chilling with this man before he became president. This man was in celebrity parties with everybody, shaking hands.
We really forget that Trump was a celebrity.
Exactly.
Like, that's sad.
But once again, people are entitled to what they're entitled to. That man tax bracket is different from our tax bracket. So there's people that feels like that. And it's funny that I had a conversation like you. Like, I had a conversation with somebody, and I actually went to school with a girl who actually live out in Cali now.
Okay.
She's one of the top doctors, whatever she does. Even she said it. She said, my tax bracket is different. So
but yeah, I said that in one of my other shows too.
So like that's why some people could relate and understand. Like I said, that 50 Cent shit, that shit was a joke.
But here's my thing, and here's why I keep saying too, y'all have to stop looking at celebrities for answers, because they don't have the answers. And also, y'all have to remember that like when people get money, and I've said this on multiple shows at this point, like when people get money, like they really change. Like capitalism really works how it's supposed to work. So when I see celebrities that are like, going with Trump, I'm not really shocked.
Yo, but it's not going with no Trump, because guess what? Before Trump, you gotta look at it like this. You probably you'll remember, but you probably wasn't paying attention at the time. When it was George W. Bush, oh my God, I'm a Bush supporter. Bush got out of the office. Now it's Obama. Then it was like everybody's like, oh, somebody support. But what make it so bad that everybody's, because it's Donald Trump, because he's a celebrity?
I think because he's just outwardly, with the racism and all that.
We know his dumb response and stupid stuff he say,
But you know what? I'm not even about to sit on here and like talk about Trump the whole time, because our guest is in the building now, and as far as I'm concerned, baby, Trump is on his way out. That's what I'm putting into the atmosphere. So we're adding Miss Moore to the live, and we're going to get this interview started. Hello, how are you?
Hey!
Thank you so much.
Can you hear me well?
Yes, I can hear you and I can see you. Can you hear me and see me?
Yeah, you good.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much for joining me. For those of y'all
Thank you for
just
having
joining,
me.
this is the Black Talk Radio IG Live interview with Miss Moore. So first things first, can you tell us where you're from and what made you start getting into, being a publicist and event planner?
Okay, so I'm from Atlanta. I'm from the south side of Atlanta. I actually went to school at Savannah State,
Okay.
and I really was an engineer major at
Oh,
first.
wow.
Yeah, so I did all of that. I did the co-op position, so I worked in the field,
Mm-hmm.
and I realized I didn't like it. I knew I was a people person. I like to help people and work with people. I didn't know what I wanted to do yet.
Right.
Um, I'm at Kennesaw State now, so I transferred to Kennesaw State,
Mm-hmm.
which I'll be graduating in December. I got a couple weeks left.
Yes, congratulations.
Thank you. But when I got to Kennesaw, that's when I realized I kept bumping into people
Mm-hmm.
that was in the PR field, that was majoring in public relations or communications or crisis communications and stuff. And I feel like God was just aligning things for me because that's how I found out exactly what PR was. Because it's kind of hard to explain to people. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it's not something you can really just, but they really just took me under their wing. They gave me advice. I had my first internship at Ask April Love, and so that was my first hands-on experience. And then I added a minor in PR.
Okay.
After I added my minor, I changed my whole major. Like, I loved it. So I was like, oh yeah, this is what I want to do. That's how I kind of got into wanting to be a publicist. I like to do events. If you ask my close friends, I do events at the house all the time. So it was something that just was in me. During the pandemic, that's when I realized, I kind of started to see my vision. I started to see even like clear day by day what it is I want to do, what type of life I want, where my goals were. And I just said, let me stop talking about it. If I could see it, this is the time to act on it. Life's too short. 2020 has been a crazy year, and I feel like there's no better time than now. So that's how More Enterprise came along.
All right. Thank you. I love that. And I love that you were able to, realize like this is not something that I want to do with the engineering
Yes.
and like really move into what you want to do because I think so often it's easy for people to stick with jobs that they hate, especially in
Yes,
the
and that's what I
field.
told myself. I don't want to wake up one day and I'm going to work and I hate what I do. I do not want to do that. I don't want to be that girl. That's not me. So I had to figure out what it is I wanted to do. And it was a case of, do I really want to start over? Because that was my problem. I didn't want to start over. I found out my school had a program called Integrative Studies where you can kind of build your own grid. So I
Right.
built my own PR classes. I take a lot of writing classes,
Okay.
leadership class, a whole bunch of stuff like that put me into position now because I'm the CEO. I've learned a lot of leadership courses, and I also over the pandemic before More Enterprise started, I recently got my certification, PR agency ready certification from the PR Council.
Oh wow,
So
that's
that was really
amazing.
dope. Like, so shout out to them. Shout out to the PR Council for real.
Okay, okay. So now I want to get into what kind of like people do you work with or what are your clients like? Like do you
Right.
public relations for mostly artists, businesses? Like what is that like for you? Cuz I know there are different, sectors when it comes to public
Yeah, there's a
relations.
lot of different sectors. I do events and PR in the entertainment industry specifically.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be just artists. Like, I have
Mhm.
a client, she has her own show called The Control Room. Y'all get
Mm.
on YouTube, The Control Room, subscribe and watch her shows. So I represent anything. If you are in any business in the entertainment industry, you don't have to
Mhm.
just be an artist. But I do represent two female artists.
Okay, and what is it like, representing two female artists in the industry? And how did that come about?
Okay, so it came about kind of quickly. That's really what's crazy. Is because I started this. It's been a couple of months now. It's been almost half a year, so it's going by really fast. But a lot has happened in that short period of time. Um, Maya Lene, I know her from Kennesaw, and I know that she sing.
Okay.
And so I knew that she sing, but I didn't know if she was taking it serious or not. So we just had a conversation one day, and she realized I was a publicist, and she was like, I want to do this for real. So I was just like, okay, let's see what we can do. And then Nate B, she just joined in. Nate B, she's the one that has this. Yeah, hey girl. She's the one that has this show called The Control Room.
Okay.
She hosts that show. So we kicked that up for her as well. And then Anna, I met her. She's all the way from Jacksonville. She lives in Tallahassee. So she travels back and forth. So that's a lot too. But it's crazy. You asked me how it is working with 2 female artists, but all my clients are females.
Oh.
So I feel like it's cool because I'm a very considerate, like mothering type of person, type of vibe. So it's like it feel more like a sisterhood because we're all working, and sometimes our work collides with each other. Like we might be at a showcase, and maybe might be hosting, doing media for the artists, and my artist might be performing. It might be a lot going on,
right.
But we all understand each other's role, and we all put in the work when it's time to be. If she has a show to do, she do her show. If she has a performance to do, she do her performance. And I wouldn't say it's hectic or like a lot of females are catty and stuff, but I don't get that vibe from them. Like, we're all mature, we're all grown, we have one thing to do. And even though I'm a very motherly type of person, I'm very friendly, very bubbly. I like to have fun, and I enjoy what I do, so it's fun.
Right.
I'm also like very about business, so I feel like we're here on that part. Like I'm very about the business as well.
Okay. Yeah, and I definitely think that's dope. I'm personally all for women empowerment, so I love that, you're doing that and working with women. So now I want to get into, you mentioned that you were from...
Hey, Santana.
Wait, because we got to shout out Santana, because she be working.
That's my dog. That's my dog, okay?
Shout out to Santana. Make sure y'all
She been doing her thing. If y'all don't follow her, y'all need to follow her right now.
Okay, period. She about to blow. Don't sleep on her.
She is blowing up.
Right. So now I want to get into, okay, so you said you're from Atlanta. So I want to know, like, what was it like growing up in Atlanta, and like, how would you say that has influenced you as a person, or even like your business style today?
Okay, so I so I'm not that old. I was born in 1986, so I grew up in like the era and the culture where Atlanta was really, Atlanta is on now, but the culture then, like, you just had to be there. To be from here, you had to be there. So to me, I feel like that's why the entertainment industry is so close to my heart. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it affected me. All I know is music. All I did was dancing. I knew all the songs. I watched all the shows, BET, the Hip Hop Awards, and everything. The whole culture itself. I love it. I know all about it. I research people. I like to watch people interviews. Like, the culture here in Atlanta, it's gotten bigger. Like, I don't even know if I could say it's gotten bigger because it's been like this. You just had to be there to witness it. Like,
so do you think now what it is that everyone is like having more exposure to it because of like social media?
Yeah, like, because we've been like, okay, so I don't mean to say it like this. Like, I listen to everything. I love all music from everywhere. But Atlanta been popping for a long time now. But around then, like, that's when the culture kind of just started, because it wasn't a lot of people from Atlanta that was making it. That's when they was making it. You know what I'm saying? So that was just like the very I don't want to say the peak, but that's where it started. Like, that's where the hype of Atlanta music, Atlanta culture came from. Like, I listen to Outkast, they from Atlanta. Ludacris from the south side of Atlanta. T.I. the south side of Atlanta. TLC, Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Like, all of that. Who else? D4L. Like, all of that. That's just it. You just had to be there. Like, you probably listened to it from wherever else, but you had to witness it because the videos was real. Everybody was wearing the big white T-shirts, the big baggy jeans, the Air Force Ones. You feel me? Like, you just had to be there. The culture in Atlanta it's gotten bigger, but I love it. I mean, I want to move, but I don't see me moving.
That's fair. I mean, Atlanta, they seem like a cool place because they open. I don't know how long that's gonna last, but
I don't know how long it's gonna last either, but I don't know. It's like we kind of do our own thing here.
yeah, y'all do. Even in the pandemic.
Yeah, we do. That's what my best friend said. She's from Jacksonville, Florida, so
Okay. So now
two
my
different
next
two different sceneries.
right. So now my next question for you is what inspired you to start More Enterprise? So what was that like and what really made you say like, okay, I'm gonna do this?
Okay, I
Because
tell this story all the time. So my best friend, she's also my executive assistant. So we live in the same neighborhood. That's one. So I used to go over there, and we used to sit out on her patio, and we would just be talking. And that's when I said I started to see my vision more.
Right.
So I started to open up to her and say, you know what, I think I know what I want to do for real, because I really was lost. Like, this is something dear to me. Like, I really was, I want to say lost, because I didn't know what I wanted to do. I just know I didn't want to do engineering, and I wasn't happy.
okay.
So feeling like you kind of getting older and you need to figure it out, like even if you don't have it together, you need to have a plan. I kind of was like putting pressure on myself, but the vision and the people that I kept bumping into, it all manifested together. And I was already started in my classes, so I kind of got a little background information, more information,
Right.
and then I did my own research. So I kind of just was like, I want to be a publicist in the entertainment industry, because I don't want to be a publicist in the corporate world, and that kind of didn't interest me.
Right,
Like,
right.
I wanted to do what really, really made me happy and what I had a passion for. So that's how the publicist with the entertainment industry came about. But I was also telling her, I was like, I don't know. I feel like I like to do different things. I just got to figure out how to make it coexist and how to put it all together. Because I want to do events and I want to do this. And I'm not going to say too much because it's coming. Y'all just got to wait.
Okay.
But it is all going to make sense when it all come together. Like, it's all going to make sense. So the first thing that I said I wanted to do with it, though, was the events. Like, I don't have to wait on that. I can do that. I have a vision for it. So why not? And my best friend, she just motivated me to do it. We was talking about this thing for maybe a month or two. And I remember after a month or two, I was like, we got to stop talking. Like, I got to do, what do I have to do to get this business up and running? So I started doing my research. I was like, okay, I need an EIN number. I need to do this. And let me open up a business bank and, get all my stuff in order.
Right.
I made my own business cards. I reinvented my whole Instagram. Like, I really put in a lot of work into like getting it started. And then when I bumped into all of my clients and things were like kind of moving and picking up. And then along with that, like, while you're out doing stuff, like in my field, when you're out and my artists are performing or Nabee's doing this interview, you start to meet people too.
Right.
So that really elevates, you know what I'm saying? It really kicked things up a little faster. So I felt like it was nothing but God. It just manifested in a line very well and very quickly. Like, that's really how it started. It really started over a conversation with my best friend on the patio. After I realized what I wanted to do and I switched my major and all of that, I really just sat down and said, I'm going to stop talking about it. I'm going to just do it. Why wait? Why do I have to wait?
And I think that's so important because I feel like ideas are only as good as you make them to be, right? Like, an idea is great and I think it's the starter, but without execution, it's like low-key pointless. So
Right.
I'm
And
glad
I kept
that you...
seeing signs. Like, I kept seeing signs to just do it. Because my thing was, like, I really didn't want to be a CEO or an entrepreneur, to be honest with you. I felt like it was a lot of responsibility, a lot to manage, or it could be a headache. And I didn't know if I was ready for it. But why not? Just try it and see if it works. And I feel like if it don't work, I'm gonna do it again, just in a better way, because I'm finally doing what I'm happy to do.
Right. So now you mentioned that when you first started, you weren't sure about, being an entrepreneur because you thought like it could potentially be a headache. So now one of my questions for you is, what would you say would be one of your biggest challenges as far as being a publicist?
Ooh, girl. The biggest challenge is getting real advice from other publicists.
Mm,
To be honest with you, that's I don't want to sound like that girl. Like I love there are publicists that I do love. Like
right, right, right.
shout out to Lex. I know she was on here. I don't know if she's still on here, but Lex was on here. That's my dog too. Shout out to I Am Freshy. Like his brand is amazing. I love Karen Silva. I want to meet her one day. Like
Yeah,
it's so many people that I feel dear to my heart and that I also look up to.
Mm-hmm.
But there are also, there are people that kind of want to keep, confidential, or it's not even confidential. It's just, they don't want to even give you a little tip of advice or how to move or how to get started. Because like I said, it's a tricky industry to get into and to like catch the grasp of, the flow of how to go for
I
it.
feel like that's the media industry, period.
That's the
though.
media industry, period. And a lot of times, and this probably goes for all majors, but for a lot of times, a lot of stuff that you read and you learn in school and in college, it kind of, it applies. It might be background information, but it's not hands-on, put you in the field. Let me tell you what to do information.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like you really have to get internships. You have to get co-ops. That's when I realized I didn't want to do engineering because I had the hands-on experience.
Right.
And when I had the hands-on experience doing my internship at Ask April Love, and that was really, even though it was a PR internship, she was doing an event. I was helping her with events. Mm-hmm. So it kind of kicked it up under me for both things already. You get what I'm saying? How stuff, you just got to trust God and just let it come to you. Because I really didn't know what I wanted to do.
Right. And I always say that like hands-on experience is really just important in media, period, because I feel like it's, but like for me, for example, I'm in my final year of undergrad. I'm a media and communications major. Granted, I started as a media and communications major and I stuck with it, and like I always knew this is what I wanted to do since like high school, but I also feel like without the hands-on experience, I would have never known that. Like I knew I liked radio because I had that experience in high school.
Exactly. Like say it's a lot of people that I know that's in communications that might say, "Oh, I want to be in radio," but you put them on the mic, you realize you're not really a outspoken, want to talk type of person. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to find your niche and see what you like and where you're good at too. What you like and what you're good at.
Yeah, I definitely think you have to be skilled at both. But thank you for sharing that, Jim. I think that's super important. So for anybody in the chat right now, whatever you're doing, make sure you're getting that hands-on experience, especially if you're.
And it's okay to change. It's okay to figure out what it is that you want to do. Just make sure you have a plan and do it if you're gonna do it.
Yes, and also I want to say,
I'm not about to talk.
Anybody in the chat, if y'all have questions for Miss Moore, feel free to leave them in the question box and I will try to get to them and go through. So that is that on that. So now I want to know, since you are a publicist, and to be honest, the publicist, I have a love-hate relationship with publicists. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Why? Tell me, you gotta tell me why now.
I have a love-hate relationship with publicists because sometimes y'all are annoying when y'all want stuff for y'all clients, but sometimes it's like y'all I like it's mutual, but sometimes it's like y'all really be on it a lot.
It have to be.
And I feel like y'all gotta ease up on the journalists sometimes because listen, it be a lot of stuff in our inbox. We be trying to get back to everybody. Yeah. But that's why I have a love-hate relationship with publicists for real. But I do respect what y'all do. And I definitely think it's a job that you need patience for because, I see some people and their clients and,
Yeah, it can be, okay, so it can, everything's not perfect. Mm-hmm. So, I definitely understand with the, us being annoying because, we have to kind of just keep putting it out there to somebody say something back and did you forget or I need you to remember me and see me again or you didn't respond, I need you to respond to this right now. But especially me, because I go hard for all my clients.
Right,
But
right.
no, it's not always easy. You are it takes two. So the thing about being a publicist is what I can say, how I can explain it is I bridge the gap between you and the public. I promote your brand. I promote you. I all the interviews and everything you see, like in the entertainment industry, you see the news, that's all PR. Anything that goes wrong, they're the ones that fix it for the most part. Any press releases, that's them. You get what I'm saying? But the thing is, you know, it takes two. I kind of can't make my clients do certain things, or sometimes you may not always be in agreement. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is, I'm not responsible for your career in a sense of I can only do so much. I can do my part. I can do my part.
Right.
And that's the tricky thing about a publicist, is that you can only do so much. Especially if you're doing all that you can. Like it's really up to your client to move with you and understand what you're trying to do for them or what you're trying to do with them.
Yeah.
They have to be ready. Everybody's not ready.
I definitely agree. Like, because I know some people that are like, like this one person I know, she's a media, and she's like, I'm thinking about being a manager for artists or like a publicist, but I'm also
That's a lot too. Being a manager is a lot too.
But she's like, I'm also not going to be talking for my health, and I feel like that's a real thing. Like to be a
that's
publicist,
a real thing. I mean, I'm glad I don't have to experience a lot of back and forth, or I don't want to do this, or I don't have to experience a lot of that. My clients are really great, but you do experience sometimes where, you know, things happen and you just have to communicate. I feel like communication is a big thing no matter where you're at.
Right.
Like, but especially in the communications field, we're in the entertainment industry, like you have to communicate.
No, that's facts. Now I want to know, so what do you think, okay, for any like upcoming artists, because we know there are a lot of those, some of them are probably in the chat right now. What do you think upcoming artists can do to maybe pitch themselves if they don't have a publicist, but they want to look like, you know, like they got their stuff together? Because I'm gonna be honest, there's a lot of artists that send me pitches and they're just really not up to par. And I get a lot of pitches, and like, if you're just emailing me like, hey, let me get an interview, like, I'm not gonna respond to that. So what's some advice that you have for upcoming artists that are maybe trying to pitch themselves to media outlets and they don't have a publicist yet?
I really feel like Google is your best friend. A lot of things that you don't know, I swear you can look it up. Like, just research it. Like, literally Google how to pitch myself, or what is a press release? What is, you know what I'm saying? Like, Google it. It'll give you a whole layout.
A whole layout.
All you have to do is fill it in. It's so simple. But I also feel like, and it's more to it than just that. Like, you do have to build relationships on your own. Like, that's what a publicist is essentially. Like, you can't just be, I mean, you do send out pitches to people, but you also have to have a good relationship with people for them to really, really like get you where you really want to be at. So you have to be in the right place, in the right room, step out your comfort zone. I feel like, how can I say this I feel like, because I don't want to say it in the I'm not gonna say it like that. I really, okay, I'm just gonna say it like this. You have to really play the part too. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so important what your page look like. It's important how, like it's important what your flyers look like. It's important what your content look like. What do your photos look like? Do you have your music ready? Are you know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of people they're not ready. I mean, you don't have anything to really pitch. What are you pitching? What are you pitching? What's going on? You know what I'm saying? Like, and you have to have something going on.
Yeah, and I also feel like too, when artists pitch to me, like, I want a story, so I want to know about you. Like, the fact that you
that's what I mean by like, building a relationship. Get personal, like,
yeah,
not too personal, but get personal. You can be open. Like, nobody wants to just be like this all the time. Like open up, be personal, be relatable.
Nah, definitely. And I feel like so often artists just be like, "Here's my music, that's it." But it's like,
Where are
people
the manners?
and
Where are the hey, how are you
nah,
doing?
it's really the manners though. It's really the manners
Where's the
for me.
manners?
Cause I feel like
Like, I
artists
love your show.
don't do
I
that
watch
a
you all the
lot.
time. I was wondering if blah blah blah. I just did this and the
Yeah.
third. I'm from here and this and the third. And you know what I'm saying? If you're gonna send something with the, you have to send something. But in the email is, you know what I'm saying, itself, I mean, where's the etiquette?
Yeah, I think the etiquette is super duper important. So, for all the artists out there, I really just encourage you to either A, get a publicist. If you can't afford one, B, get on Google
Google is your
and
best
figure
friend.
it out
Like it has
because
so many layouts to just
figure it out. And my last thing I would say too, for publicists and artists, please know who you're pitching. Because
yes.
so many of my journalism friends are like, this publicist pitched me about
Do your research.
her
Do
artists,
your
and
research.
I don't write on artists. So it's just a matter of like knowing literally who you're pitching, because people remember that. I've had pitches where people literally put like a different media outlet in the email. I'm not responding to that, and I will never respond to you ever again. Like,
Bro.
so I just think those are super duper important. But I love like learning about your publicist's life. I feel like that is the other side. The other side, like this is my side and that is your side. But I always
Yes, because we're kind of, yeah,
right. We're
yeah.
connected, but
We're definitely connected.
we just do two different things. So I really
Yes.
love that. Actually, like I have some publicist friends that I'm close with and stuff. So try to
Good. You
keep
need to keep them in your circle.
yes. I think people in the media industry definitely should stick together. Unlike, I know people like you mentioned can be like, don't really want to share advice and stuff. But like with me, I always tell people like if you ever have a question or whatever, like please feel free to reach out to me. Like I am not that person that like won't respond or like, think I'm too good. Like
Hmm.
I'm really always down to help someone in any way I
I
can.
said the
So
same thing. That's really the purpose of majority of my events are
mhm.
to network.
Right.
All of my events are to network. Like, speaking of, if you're here right now, go to my page, follow me, click the link in my bio. I'm having a business brunch coming up. It is
Ooh.
November 15th. So get
Okay.
your tickets right now. That's all my events are networking. Like I just did a pop-up shop with all the different vendors.
Mhm.
So many people exchange business cards, artists. I love seeing people after they're performing and people come up to them and they exchange information. Like that's my favorite part of all of
Right.
my events and every event I go to. Like that warms my heart. I love like networking and kind of putting people in position or like
To win.
yes, introducing people to people. I feel like you need to be around this person because I know how hard it is. Like I know how hard it is. I know how people can be, and I never want to be that person.
I think, that was a dope way to end. And my very last question for you is if you could leave the listeners slash viewers with one thing to remember about you, what would it be and why?
What would it be and why? That was a good one, girl. Okay, I feel like I would. I want. Hmm. Okay, say it one more time. One more time. One more time.
If you could leave the listeners with one thing to remember about you, what would it be and why?
Okay, so remember that I'm just a girl from the south side of Atlanta that's just trying to make it like everybody else and is just trying to follow her dream, not just
Yes.
doing anything, not just going through life. And
Mm.
I encourage you to go through life following your dream and network, put people on, stop being like that. Everybody needs
Yeah,
to
I promise
yeah,
you. I
stop being
promise
like
you,
that.
like
You get so much blessings coming down when you help somebody else. So stop being like that. That's what I want to y'all remember that. That's what I
Right.
want y'all to remember.
I think everybody needs to come together and help one another. So I just want to say thank you for leaving us off with that piece of advice and note.
Thank you for having me.
You're very much welcome. This was such a fun and good interview. It should upload right after I end the live to the Black Talk Radio's IGTV, as well as it'll be played on our Spotify, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, and our website. So if anyone missed it, they'll be able to tap in and check that out.
Y'all go check it out if y'all missed it.
So yeah, thank you so much. That was a good interview. I think I want to interview more publicists because, you know, they be dropping the gems because, listen here, people be needing it. So I love that. I love that. Events are dope, too. Love events. I mean, with COVID, it's been a lot of virtual, but I think because she lives in Atlanta, she is still granted the opportunity to do in-person events because, you know, Atlanta does whatever they want. But yeah, I'm trying to upload that interview right now for y'all so that y'all will be able to check it out for anybody that missed it. Instagram be doing this weird thing, y'all, where sometimes it just deletes the live. Like, I really just don't know. It's weird. But it should be uploaded. So, you know, we got to end our show with our new at night. So this week, this song is by Josh Waters and it's called Swangin'. I'm actually going to be interviewing him in a couple of weeks, so stay tuned for that. Super duper excited. This is definitely some R&B, chill, stuff to vibe out to. I think this is a good way to end the show. A lot of people reached out to me saying that they're super duper anxious about the election and just really worried. I just want to send some love and encouragement to everyone and let them know that you will be okay. And, you know, we're going to get through this and really just do things to, like, calm down, help your anxiety. Like, I think journaling is super duper important. Listening to music, just finding those things that will help you. So, yeah, I hope y'all enjoy this track. And I will see y'all next week. Same time, same place. We going to know who the president is, hopefully. And yeah, bye y'all.
Turn up the bass.
You're now listening. Yo, Tap In Radio.
This that hot life, baby. You my highlight, baby. Trigger finger blazing. Put it on you, baby, how you feeling crazy? Baby, come and ride me like that dude Mercedes. Don't come for the king, my nigga, keep it player. See it and I want it and I'm misbehaving. See it, gotta have it, can't control the craving. Yeah. No settling, not a thing's out of reach. Girl, settle in, cause this thing's gotta reach. I love a chick, judge a thing with a preach. If she a cinch, what a guard, I'm a freak. It's automatic. No stain on it, baby, switch the lane on them. Grip the grain on them, it's automatic. No stain on it, make you say my name when I put this thing on you. Cause I be swaying, coming up, coming down. Yeah, cause I be swaying, coming up, coming down. Yeah, our body got that thing smooth like ceramic. Shawty wanna take control like she Janet. I just wanna take that home like a bandit. Put you straight to sleep when it swing like a hammock. You woke up the beast in me, baby, I'ma handle it. You won't walk for weeks, fucking with me, I'll dismantle it. Put you on a leash, make you scream like Mariah. Whenever you need it, girl, I'll be your supplier. She tryna run, she finna come, ooh. Can't hold it in, I'm finna come too. Your body locking up, eyes all in your head. Got you squirting all in your bed. It's automatic, no stain on it, baby, switch the lane on them. Grip the grain on them, it's automatic. No stain on it, make you say my name when I put this thing on you. Cause I be swaying, coming up, coming down. Yeah, cause I be swaying, coming up, coming down. Yeah.
I'm back being single, cause satisfaction ain't satisfied like I asked. Don't frequent was how I asked it, and accent turned into habit. Which is tragic, but I ain't got the time. Like my watch was right, or my watch was off, or I just ain't rock a wide.
I'm a dog, but I'm feeling like licking on some kitten. After licking, brought the dick, and how the fuck could she forget it? That's what female intuition post to be for like beginners. I ain't swinging, I'm just switching my position on my end.
Shit, the baby done turned to a bigger artist than Drake. I just try to turn to a bigger artist than Baby. Who'da thought that shit'd be hard to do with a lady? Exhibit my inhibitions, it's gear switching my matrix.
It's automatic, ooh, no stain on it, baby. Switch the lane on them, grip the grain on them. It's automatic, ooh, no stain on it, make you say my name when I put this thing on you. Cause I be swaying, coming up, coming down, yeah. Cause I be swaying, coming up, coming down, yeah. I'm settling, better things ain't I'm settling, cause these things good, things good. I love that chick, drive the thing with a pink. If she is six with a girl, I'm a girl.
With one tap, you're in. Only on Tap In Radio.